I would suggest that all high-risk individual that's out there behoove you to at least save your assets because everything in America is here. They all have, again, I think I talked to you about before, 3 million laws. They got enough laws on the books to kill a horse. They got the county, state laws, you got county laws and ordinance type laws, tax laws, revenues, and all of that. So, all the poor people, you have to at least try to find a legal loophole because if you're barely making, you got a minimum wage job. And had been in banking and financing myself, and I was teaching business classes while I was. I would suggest that you can call, or we can set up. You figure this way: if you make money, you can invest at least $100 a month into an investment. You got Ever Jones, Merrill Lynch, you got Fisher's investment. They got various one you can invest $100, but the formula is time three. You put $100 in, you got $300. So if you do that every month, then you got $600. And the next month, $100. You can see that you can build up revenues that because when you invest $100, they break it down at 750, 750, 750, and they invest it into mutual fund stuff. But that's guaranteed dividends back to you. So at the end of the year, and if you invested in what $1,200 and you multiply it yourself, and when you invest it, your portfolio is worth about $3,100. So if you keep doing this while you're working for 10, 15, or 20 years, you've been had a nice two or $300,000 portfolio because if you wait 20 years or 30, 25 years, they raise the age from Social Security when you retire, your Social Security check is not going to actually be enough. But if you invest at the same time some of your money while you're working, because the state, when you get your paycheck, they're going to take theirs, employment security coming out, they're going to take it, the Fed's going to get theirs. So then they take a portion of that and they invest themselves for you in your Social Security portfolio. So you work 25 years, you may have six, seven, 800,000, but you're not gonna get it all, no way, because what they're gonna do, they're gonna set it up over X amount of years for you to get $2,500, $1,900. Some may get $3,100. But the key issue is the state has all of these certified accountants that they pay, very smart people, and you don't have one. And what's going to happen? They figure by the time you done retired at 60, 61, 64, they already calculated another 5, 10 years that you're going to die. So now, when you 10 years you dead, you might have $500,000, $600,000 left in there. But guess what? They're not gonna give it to your wife or your husband or whoever. The state keeps all that money. To me, it's a Ponzi scheme. They've been going on for years, and it's a shame nobody's lobbying and try to. I think that money, when a person dies, should be distributed between the children or whatever and deplete the whole account. But the Social Security got it where they're gonna pay you now. Don't get me wrong. And just say you retire 64, 65, or whenever you retire, your life expectancy is on another 10, 11 years. So now you're getting a nice little $2,800, $1,900 a month. And when multiply that times 12 times 10, you see that you have a whole bunch of money left. But guess what, folks? Your people don't get it. Your spouse don't get it. It's the same thing with VA disability. When a person dies, a military guy spent 20 years or whatever getting military or disability pay or retirement pay. So when he dies, his wife is not going to get into that because he earned it, she didn't. But as long as he's living, that check will still come in. So if the military people that you out there would be best that you try to keep your health up while you retire because, or you need to supplement your income to have extra income to help your wife out. Because when that check cut off, you're gonna have a mortgage payment, the bills, light bills, and all that. She's not gonna be able to make it. And what that does, it put her back in what you call a rut system. So these are some of the financial tips that you need to think about, and make sure that you have enough burial insurance where you don't have to go around taking up a collection plate. And you can include that in your trust. Once you set your trust up, you got money in it. You can take the insurance policy out in the trust name, make your wife, your daughters, your son beneficiary. The good thing I said before, if the person deceased, it bypasses the probate court, you got over. Now, like I stated again, reemphasize, if you got a will, to me, it's nothing because it goes to the state probate court. The probate judge is going to issue executive administrator of the state. And by the time they didn't pull your social security number and find out who your creditors are, medical bills, hospital type bill, they are going to subtract any money that's in their estate. If you got 50,000, 100,000, so you might the person who the beneficiaries, that person might wind up being broke because they thinking because they see there's some money in there, but that don't mean nothing because they will definitely going through the probate court. They're gonna have a hearing on it. That probate judge gonna pull your social security number through the credit bureau, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. When they pull it up, they're gonna see all these creditors that you owe and all your hospital bill. Once they find out what the death certificate, they're going to submit a bill, hospital bill, to the probate judge. So therefore, if you own a lot of money in debt, so your estate may wind up with nothing. And then if you go on what you call a deficit, and you the beneficiary, you gonna have to pay the money. So